Welcome back, guys. The school year has begun, and if you have an adolescent or teenager who is showing signs of anxiety about going back to school, especially with this ongoing pandemic, we are giving you some things to keep in mind. Joining us today is licensed professional counselor at Brentwood Hospital, Jonathan Wiggins, to give us a little bit of insight. Mr. Wiggins, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
So as adolescents are going back to school, they may be experiencing a little bit of anxiety. Of course, this is something super important for parents to note, but what signs will they be showing for parents to say, okay, something's going on, we need to have a conversation?
So it's really not unusual for children going back to school to be anxious, upset, but they've been out of contact with a lot of their friends. It's, you know, when you speak of social skills, skills are things we practice and we learn, and sometimes kids are feeling like they're out of practice. There have been some different dynamics going on. The format that education is being presented in kind of sets them back. They don't know how they're going to perform. They don't know who their friends are going to be, and every dimension of uncertainty increases the difficulty for them. But not often, or very often, you don't see children just coming in and saying, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling overwhelmed. What we see sometimes is acting out because they feel overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. They don't feel like they have options because the big people are making all the decisions.
Right.
And so they, very often it turns into acting out, into anger, to frustration, might be fear, might be sleep issues, eating issues, withdrawal. So those are things that you're looking for. But I'm hearing a lot of children just outright saying, I'm concerned, I'm scared about going back.
Yes, absolutely. But like you said, it's not always the case that they are just kind of come out and are so well spoken with their feelings. I know that some kids can totally shut down, maybe even shut their parents out, so then creating a more difficult situation for parents to reach out. So what do you suggest parents can do with their children to kind of get them to be a little more vocal about their feelings? Not
just for this moment, but on an ongoing basis, for a child to know that they're going to be heard and understood and their feelings validated really opens them up to talking to their parents. Very often as parents, we're ready to solve the problem, or we tell them that their feelings are not legitimate, and when we do, we're undermining the confidence they have to keep talking to us.
Yes.
So the most important thing we can do is to validate those feelings. So, you know, this is normal, I get it. We really need to run from that idea of saying, oh, you shouldn't feel like that. That's just like way over the top. You know, be a man or a girl, grow up. So showing them that they are going to be heard and they're going to have their feelings supported is extremely important.
Certainly, and you've brought along some things that I'd love to go over with you, Mr. Wiggins. So tell us a little bit about this brain model. You were pointing out some pretty interesting things to us.
Okay, we use this for several things. Partly, one thing we can do is talk about maturity. This impulsive part of the brain communicates with, I call it the thinking part of the brain. I know these are kind of layperson's terms, but until mid-20s, these don't communicate as effectively. So you have the impulse, the emotion here, when this executive functioning part of the brain is what brings control to that. So we talk about that. Another thing was ADHD. It's interesting that when imaging a person with ADHD, this part of the brain is not as active initially, and so this part is not riding herd on this emotional part. Many people see ADHD as a problem with just thinking or moving around too much, but this also rides herd and controls the emotional aspect as well. So that's interesting that you could give a child a stimulant and it would increase control. So it speeds up the part that puts on the brakes.
Yes,
okay.
That is interesting.
So another thing, all coping strategies, skills, are trying to get us up into this thinking part of the brain and away from this turbocharged emotional part. If I'm angry, if I'm upset, let's do something. Even the simple act of breathing gets me to start thinking about 1, 2, 3, or counting backwards. So I'm trying to move that energy up into the cognitive part of the brain.
Yes, and talking about impulsivity, a great subject that we kind of touched on a little bit is kind of brings chess into the mix, and that's kind of an exercise that you like to do with the kids that you work with, and this really allows them to think before they act, which is so important. When you're playing chess, you're thinking, if I move here, what's going to happen. And that's essentially what you're teaching them in life is, if I do this, what are the consequences going to be coming back into my life, into me?
Right, and I have children who are absolutely convinced that they do not think before they act. So this is a simple exercise to show them you can think and develop your ability and your skill to anticipate consequences and to be very intentional with your activities.
Yes, certainly. And the graphic that you brought along with us, Mr. Wiggins, also really interesting on how you were saying that all of these things are correlated.
Absolutely. We're biologically hardwired so that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are going to line up. They're going to be very similar. Anywhere in the world you are, that's how it is. When you convert it into a therapeutic model, I have the arrows going both ways because each impacts the other. But it's important to note, I have children come and say, I have an anger problem. Really? So I say, get angry right now. Well, they can't. We don't have that ready access to our feelings. What we do have is ready access to our thoughts and our behaviors. And so when we have anger or other emotional issues, what we need to do is look at what we're doing with our thoughts and our behaviors, because that's how we're going to impact that.
Yes.
This has been one of the most effective tools that I've used with adolescents and adults as well.
Yes.
And parents can use this. It's a really easy tool to help their child. You're feeling anxious. Let's figure out what thoughts are breeding that anxiety.
Yes.
And let's see if we can change that and let it seed your emotions with something else.
Absolutely, but you have an arsenal of things, and this is just kind of tapping the surface, of course, on the subject of teenagers and how they're feeling going back to school. Mr. Wiggins, I want everyone at home watching us right now, if they need a little bit extra help, parents who are feeling maybe a little lost, they might need some tools from you guys, they can certainly give you guys a call.
Absolutely. We have inpatient treatment if it's that extreme. We have PHP, which I work with, which is an outpatient program Monday through Friday from 8 to 12:30. We have individual counseling that's available, including play therapy for younger children.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate you coming along. Definitely some useful insight for our parents dealing with teenagers going back to school as well as younger kiddos. And guys, we're going to put that information on the screen for you guys. Brentwood Hospital. You can give them a call, visit their website, and make sure that you get in touch with professionals who can help you. And we'll be right back. There's more Loving Living Local after the break, so don't go anywhere.